Quick few data points on the frankincense, the famous and legendary incense of the Bible. Do you know that frankincense debuts in Exodus 30? It also appears in Jeremiah. It also appears in the New Testament, is offered to Yeshua himself, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, as what's called King of Kings frankincense. Now, just so you know, frankincense is sap, dry tree sap from the boswellia sacred tree. It only grows natively in one place in the world, Oman, south of Saudi Arabia, in the Dhofar mountain region. A place so arid and hard to get to that cars will go some way, then camels, and then on foot. You can't go a car all the way through. It takes 8 years as well for the tree to mature enough to develop the sap that is otherwise known as frankincense, or galbanum, or lavan on Hebrew, or luban, which means white and or milky, or hojari, which is one of the native tongues in Oman. Now, just so you know, there are other types of frankincense. You can buy frankincense at 1/10 of the cost of King and Kings, called frankincense karteri, which is burned in Russian Orthodox Church, Greek Orthodox churches, Roman Catholic churches, Byzantine churches, and it is available for people to use for incense, which has a dry, citrusy, aromatic smell. But it's not King of Kings frankincense with the same medicinal value. There's also one called frankincense serrata, boswellia serrata, which is used for Ayurvedic medicine, anti-inflammation, anti-cancer, and anti-arthritic. But the frankincense, King of Kings frankincense, also has these medicinal qualities that are unsurpassed. You can chew it as gum, drink it, dissolve it, chew it, or let it dry and put it on the golden altar, the famous altar. Now, there was a famous city in the Bible called Petra. And in this city, frankincense and myrrh were sold. Matter of fact, the Nabateans and the Sabaeans came and traded these precious resins or gums in the old world to all of the kings. And this is one of the reasons Petra became known for what it was known for, which makes its debut in Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Okay, back to frankincense. This was offered to Jesus Christ, worth its weight in gold. Do you know nowadays, an ounce of this is like $28 to $40 or more dollars, even up to $50, depending on what kind, whether it's the highest grade, and they vary in different shades of color, from green all the way to yellow, and they have amber, brown, depending on if it's closer to the coast of the Dhofar mountain region or all the way high up in the hills, you will get it to be like emerald green. Do you also know that the thing about the frankincense is it takes 8 years for the tree to mature to get the sap? Now, it is dry tree sap. The word comes, bdellium, in the book of Genesis, where it says there was gold, onyx, and bdellium there. Well, bdellium is hard rock-like resin that's used for fragrant incense like frankincense and myrrh. Okay, the last thing. After taking 8 years to produce its fruit, think about our prayer life. What does this mean if it's used on the altar of prayer with our relationship to God and Christ? How valuable are the prayers of the saints that are aged?